Thank you very much. So we can proceed with the first presentation on the project objectives and the overall work plan. Just some logistic information. As you might have seen, we have created a social media account of the project. So it's for Facebook Forward H2020, the same for Twitter and Instagram. So please, I would invite you to disseminate and promote information about the project through these 3 accounts. The kickoff is also streamed, web streamed. You have received the link to the YouTube page of the agency where the kickoff is currently streamed. For this reason, actually, and in order to have the simultaneous translation, we have chosen this type of room for the meeting so that everybody can feel more comfortable in commenting in their own language. This should not impede that we can exchange, so I invite you to make questions and to comment. We will have 2 microphones so we can easily, quickly reach you. And also the presentation should be made by this position from now onwards to facilitate the web streaming. So for the audio, as I understood, it's better if we can make the presentation from here. So I invite Antonio to start with the presentation on the project objectives.
Bueno, buenos días otra vez. Como dije al principio, simplemente yo voy a hacer una breve presentación, dar unas pinceladas sobre el contexto en el que se mueve este proyecto, en el marco normativo del que emana, y después también relatar los objetivos generales y también los objetivos específicos del proyecto. En el marco normativo, en el contexto en el que se mueve este proyecto, como ya citó también el consejero al inicio, esto emana del artículo 349 del Tratado de Funcionamiento de la Unión Europea, que reconoce una serie de singularidades para los territorios de las regiones europeas ultraperiféricas, de la RUP. Para paliar estas deficiencias o estas singularidades, pues la Unión Europea ha sacado varias comunicaciones. La primera la hizo en el año, creo que 2002, después 2004, 2008. Bueno, en resumen, la última la hizo el 24 de octubre de 2017 y donde pues viene a establecer un nuevo enfoque, es decir, que estas singularidades que tienen las regiones europeas pues se tienen que convertir en oportunidades para desarrollarlas y que son unos activos importantes de la RUP y ponerlas en contexto, como no podía ser de otra manera, con la Estrategia Europea 2020, que habla de 3 prioridades que se refuerzan, como sabéis, mutuamente, que es el crecimiento inteligente, el crecimiento sostenible, el crecimiento integrador. El nuevo enfoque, que se llama las regiones ultraperiféricas de la Unión Europea hacia un nuevo enfoque, pues se basa en 4 pilares. Esos 4 pilares son fundamentales y que están recogidos en nuestro proyecto. En primer lugar, avanzamos hacia una gobernanza abierta, donde deben participar todos los agentes en el ecosistema de I+D. Como sabéis, hablamos siempre de la cuádruple hélice, que son los agentes que deben intervenir. Pues estamos hablando de los gobiernos, de las universidades, de los organismos públicos de investigación, de las empresas y también, por eso se habla de la cuádruple hélice, se habla también de la sociedad en general. Otro de los pilares importantes es los activos, es decir, las regiones ultraperiféricas tienen activos muy importantes. Precisamente son elementos, todas las regiones RUP están estratégicamente situadas y son importantes esa localización para la Unión Europea. Pero también son importantes el clima, la biodiversidad, la flora, la fauna, y que convierten a casi todas las regiones RUP, a todas, en laboratorios para hacer investigación de excelencia en los próximos retos que tenga la Unión Europea y para testearlas. Y también es importante muchos de los ámbitos que posicionan a estas islas, a las regiones RUP, como son el ámbito marino, el ámbito del espacio, etc. Otro de los pilares importantes en los que se va a basar la nueva estrategia de comunicación es el fomento de la innovación como elemento de competitividad, que lo que tiene que consolidar es a nuestro tejido productivo y al final crear empleo estable y de calidad. Y también no debemos olvidar activos sociales, como es el patrimonio cultural, que también son valores importantes. Pues bien, en este contexto, la Unión Europea, en el programa marco de investigación y de innovación, que es el Horizonte 2020, hace una convocatoria expresa para las regiones ultraperiféricas. Creo que en el objetivo de ciencia para y con la sociedad. Y dentro de ese objetivo, pues sacan una convocatoria específica para las regiones ultraperiféricas, que se presentaron 5 proposiciones y de las cuales solo una, que ha sido nuestro proyecto, el Forward, ha conseguido financiación. Ha conseguido financiación del 100%, es una subvención a fondo perdido, y como ya se ha dicho aquí, fue realmente 4.277.423,75 euros, de los cuales, como coordinadores del proyecto, ya hemos recibido de la Unión Europea, hace un par de semanas nos han ingresado en el Gobierno de Canarias el 85% de este importe, es decir, unos 3.208.067,81 euros. Nosotros estamos ya preparando toda la documentación y por eso se le ha pedido lo que llamamos en el Gobierno la alta de terceros para acreditar a las diferentes regiones, a las diferentes entidades beneficiarias del proyecto, para trasladarles el importe correspondiente a cada partner. Estamos en ello y en los próximos días esperemos ya empezar ya a hacer las transferencias. Después, en los objetivos principales del proyecto, que se enumeran en esta slide, no podía ser otro que el primero es mejorar la excelencia en la investigación y en la innovación de las regiones RUP, y que además tiene que estar en concordancia con la Estrategia Europa 2020, como he dicho al principio, de crecimiento inteligente, crecimiento sostenible, crecimiento integrador. También otro de los objetivos es precisamente definir los sistemas que sean necesarios para que las regiones RUP puedan participar de forma más efectiva en todas las convocatorias europeas en materia de I+D y que además con buenos resultados. Y otro de los objetivos principales es también vincular las actividades de investigación con el desarrollo territorial de cada RUP. Por lo tanto, este proyecto es una oportunidad para la colaboración y la creación de redes entre las instituciones de la RUP, que representan, como ya también comenté al principio, pues la cuádruple hélice, tanto universidades, empresas, gobiernos, como la sociedad en general. Dentro de los objetivos específicos, pues podemos citar el primero de ellos, pues que habrá que hacer un análisis de los sistemas, tanto de una matriz DAFO, de las oportunidades, de las debilidades y de las potencialidades que tienen en las regiones ultraperiféricas en materia de investigación e innovación. También deberemos identificar los campos actuales, que eso ya probablemente con las estrategias de especialización inteligente de cada región RUP pues ya se ha hecho, pero también debemos analizar los futuros campos, aquellos que representen mejores ventajas competitivas para las diferentes regiones y también qué temas son interesantes o presentan más ventajas para después también presentarnos a las diferentes convocatorias europeas con cierto éxito. También otros objetivos es que hay que analizar qué barreras están representando las convocatorias europeas en materia de investigación e innovación, no solo Horizonte 20, sino cualquier otra, y que nos impide a las regiones RUP pues tener cierto éxito en dichas convocatorias. Otro de los objetivos específicos es desarrollar todo lo que son las capacidades y toda lo que es la transformación y desarrollo de las capacidades que tienen los diferentes ecosistemas de la región RUP, apoyar todo lo que es la realización de planes de acción participativos y basados en la investigación con una perspectiva pues más a largo plazo, y también aumentar toda la visibilidad que tiene que tener la I+D desarrollada en todos los centros de investigación, en nuestros organismos públicos de investigación o centros tecnológicos, tanto no solo a nivel regional, sino nacional, europeo e incluso internacional. Otros objetivos específicos del proyecto pues deberá conducir a fomentar una masa crítica de actuaciones de investigación en la RUP, pues a través de la creación de redes, de intercambios y de la creación de consorcios, como ha sido para el proyecto Forward, no solo en el ámbito regional, sino nacional y también europeo e internacional en general. Diseñar, como hemos dicho también, otros objetivos. Habrá que ver, una vez que hemos detectado cuáles son las barreras para presentarnos y tener cierto éxito en las convocatorias europeas en el marco de la investigación, pues habrá que diseñar herramientas que sean efectivas para superar esas barreras, es decir, y conseguir pues que nuestros proyectos tengan financiación en las diferentes convocatorias del marco europeo. Fomentar el desarrollo socioeconómico de la RUP a través del enfoque de la cuádruple hélice, pues ya también lo he enumerado. Fomentar la integración de la RUP dentro de la Unión Europea y hacia terceros países también es otro de los objetivos importantes. Y bueno, en resumen, lo que tenemos que poner en valor es que con los activos que representan cada región RUP, pues deben propiciar una potente economía basada en el conocimiento que al final coadyuve a un cambio de modelo económico donde se distribuya la riqueza de forma más equitativa entre la población y que esté en concordancia, que vuelvo a reiterarlo, con la Estrategia Europea 2020 del crecimiento sostenible, el crecimiento integrador y el crecimiento inteligente. Y por mi parte ya no les doy más el coñazo con esta parte y pasamos a Michelle. Gracias.
Okay, thank you very much, Antonio. I will speak in English. I would propose that we keep the questions at the end of the presentation, unless you have very urgent questions, but my presentation will be quite general on the project objectives and the modern project objectives, the activities that we have planned together. I would like to say that indeed this project has been a very cooperative one already in the development phase. So the project represents really the ideas of all the regions, I believe. So you see here, of course, the list of partners. Most of them have been introduced their organization in the session before. Here you have simply the map of all the regions and the partner from each region. What I think it is important that we remember is that we are actually taking different type of levels of cooperation, not only among the nine regions, the 9 outermost regions, but also within each territory among the representatives of the quadruple helix that we have as partners also in the project. We have seen that we have not only the government, so the regional authorities for research and innovation, but also the university, research organizations, and also representatives of the businesses, of the companies. And the idea that we should always keep in mind throughout the next 3 years is that we do not want only to cooperate among us, but we want to establish linkages with other European excellent organization and other third countries organization. This is an objective of the call, an objective of our project, but is also the expected impact of the project. So what we will be asked to demonstrate to the Commission at the end of the project that we have effectively reached. And as already Antonio has mentioned, the objective of the project is not only to promote the excellence of our research and innovation activity, of our research communities in each region, but also to better link research and innovation activities with territorial development. So we will go quickly through each work package. I would like simply to convey you the overall image and structure of the project so that you see very well the linkages among the different work packages. And also that we become more familiar with the deadline that we will have to go throughout the project. As you might see, we have 9 different work packages. With respect to the proposal stage, we have one additional work package, which is work package 9 on ethics. We will discuss very quickly the ethic issues later. For those who are not familiar with the Horizon 2020, this is a compulsory work package that is automatically introduced in all Horizon 2020 project, which deals with several issues with respect with the involvement of humans in research and also data management. So we will discuss about management and coordination more in detail tomorrow during the presentation on financial and administrative management of the project, so I won't go through it in this presentation. As I said before, all the work packages are interconnected among themselves. So we will start with an analysis of our regional research and innovation system in work package 2. Philippe will tell you more about the methodology, but this will be really the basis, the knowledge base that we will have to create to start with the rest of activities. We have 3 work packages, more related with, I would say, concrete activities to improve the research and innovation ecosystems, which are work package 3 with the co-creation and implementation of thematic action plans, in which we will work more on thematic and sectorial areas of research. Work package 4 will be more transversal and working on building the capacity of our actors. We'll see not only researchers but also companies, so that we can indeed achieve the excellence that we will aim at. And work package 5 will be focused more on networking. So even if, of course, throughout the project, the overall project is about networking and collaboration and creating relationship collaboration frameworks, we will have a work package devoted to that. Then the work package 6 is about searching this connection between research and territorial development, between research and policy making. This is indeed another important objective of the project, because we are at basically almost launching of the new programming period, which will mean the development of new European but also regional policies like the smart specialization strategies. Then we have a work package 7 on monitoring, evaluation and performance of what we have achieved throughout the project. So the idea is that we will be able to measure if what we have done has been successful or not, and in the measure in which it will reach the objectives, so that we can propose something that will be also replicable in the future. And then, of course, we have the work package on management and coordination, which is transversal, and the work package 8 on dissemination and communication, which is more kind of transversal work package in the sense that we cover all the project activities. So, work package 2, so I would say the knowledge base of our activities will be the diagnostic of our regional and innovation ecosystems. The idea is that we have already knowledge of our system. We already know what are, more in general, I would say, the needs, the obstacles, the opportunities. But the idea is that to have here a more systematic work that will really help us to define the strategy of our regions and of our cooperation in the coming years. So the activities that we will perform here will aim at understanding the needs and obstacles of our regions under different aspects, so in terms of infrastructure, equipment, but also in terms of knowledge and skills that we need to develop, to build in our regions, and also in terms of already existing networks and partnership that, of course, we want to capitalize on. Then we will try to identify the assets and opportunities for outermost regions, so what we can really profit of because of our specific conditions. I like that somebody said that we are not like the poor ones or the last comer, but we really have opportunities that we can exploit in the framework of research and innovation. So the aim of this work will be to clearly identify these, also with a view to the new research and funding programs of the next programming period. We will try to identify ideal partners in Europe and in the third countries, so those excellent organizations that we want to liaise with, that we want to collaborate with, and that we want to try to invite or establish connection throughout forward. And on the other side, we will also try to identify good practices for the support of participation of our organization in the future funding program. So the idea is also not only to understand what we need and what we can exploit in terms of research excellence, but also how we can best support our researchers, our scientists, our companies to be more competitive. And the final result will be the definition of a joint strategy for outermost research and innovation ecosystem, and to improve the performance of our ecosystem. So this will be the overall objective of Work Package 2. It is structured around 5 tasks. Philippe next will present those tasks much more in detail. And this work package will produce 2 deliverables. Will also produce, actually, in this work package we will have one important milestone. But so the 2 deliverables are the final report of the mutual learning event, which will be, I would say, the final destination, the final point where we will share all this knowledge that has been created, and the 9 regional diagnostics, and the joint strategy for outermost region research and innovation ecosystem performance. One comment is that, as you might have seen, all partners will be basically involved in all the tasks. There are really few tasks where only some partners are involved. This is a collaborative project in really, I would say, in the highest sense of the word. So you see here, for each task, you will see the responsible of the task. But please remember that basically all organizations are involved in all the tasks of the project, or almost all. So Work Package 3 will be about the co-creation and implementation of thematic action plans. As I said before, the objective of the project is to identify our assets, our opportunities, and this work package will deal with the same objective, but specifically related to the fields of expertise that we have in each region. Most of them have been already mentioned by each organization, so we already start to know in each region what are the, I would say, the more the excellent sector that we are working in. And the idea is that we identify those clearly and that we identify common interest. So we will establish in this work package thematic working groups, which will be trans-regional. So the idea that we will have experts from different sectors, or
it might be also, it could come also that we have cross-sectorial working group eventually, but we will have experts from our regions and from other countries as well. And I would like to stress this. The idea is not, again, that we cooperate only among each other, but that we open the door to experts and scientists from other countries. And these thematic working groups will develop thematic action plans so that we will have, I would say, strategies or plans more related to each sector of areas of research. Of course, these areas of research will be identified thanks to the result and the analysis of Work Package 2. And then, of course, under this work package, we will also foster a collaboration among these thematic areas, again, not only among the outermost region, but also with third countries and other European organizations. In this work package 3, we have 3 tasks, and we will develop 3 deliverables that we are coming actually in the second year of the project already. So the first year will be really more based on the analysis. But we will start. We will have already to start working on these thematic areas of interest more in the second part of the first year, and we will have 3 deliverables. So the identification of the thematic working groups and the thematic action plans methodology. At the middle of the project, so at month 18, we will have to have these thematic action plans developed, and at the very end of the project, we will have also sustainability solutions, so we will report on how these thematic working groups can continue work after the project ends. This issue of sustainability will come back in our presentation, because the overall idea is that we exploit this opportunity of Forward to put in place structures and collaborations and partnership that will continue afterward, of course. So we will devote also a lot of effort to see how we can sustain this type of solutions in the future. Then the 4th work package is about capacity building and training activities. So basically the aim will be to develop a capacity building plans that is targeting not only the researchers, but also companies, so also businesses. And the aim will be to increase the researchers' skills, to facilitate the participation in European research project, which we know is, I would say, the first direct objective of the project, but also to facilitate collaboration and partnership among them in the framework of other type of projects, which are not only the European research project, and also to support excellent scientific production. So we will see the presentation later, but the capacity building plan will include different trainings, activity, different type of support activities, so that we can help our researchers being more excellent and being more able to work in collaboration with other organizations and to establish a network with other peers. Another important objective of this work package is the creation of a network of dedicated offices that will focus on promoting the participation of the outermost region in the research framework program. This was a very hot, I would say, topic during the development of the project, and I think will be also a very valid and concrete result of the project. So if we are able to create this network of, I would say, not national contact point, but regional contact point that can really concretely help researchers for the participation in European project, it would be a very valid tool for the next program, this period and the next programming period. And then the 3rd objective is to equip the outermost region with common and strategic tools to ensure that they can seize the opportunities in European research project. We have here 5 tasks. As you see, the design of the plan, the implementation of the plan, so of the capacity plan for research and innovation actors, the task dedicated to the creation of this network of offices, There will be, of course, training for the people, for the staff of this network of offices. And then again, we will have a task focused on the sustainability of these offices after the project comes to an end. We have here 4 different deliverables. So the capacity building plan, the program, the training program for the research and innovation actors and for the staff that will be working at the support offices. And then a sustainability strategy for the offices. Then, in Work Package 5, we will focus on networking, on facilitating networking. Again, I warmly invite you to seize already this opportunity of Forward to start networking so that, for instance, on Thursday, we will have a meeting for the development of an Erasmus Plus project on European universities among the universities which are represented in the project in Forward. And again, we took the opportunity of being here for this meeting to start already the development of another project, and this is the kind of spirit that we should all have in order that we are not really traveling only for Forward, but we are traveling to generate new project and future project. So even if networking is already a core activity of the project, we have develop specific activities to facilitate the collaboration among of researchers, scientists from our regions, but also with regions, with other European regions and third country regions. And we have conceived 2 types of networking activities. One type of activity is more short-term and is more aimed at facilitating the creation of consortia, of partnership for the development of future projects. So these are the short-term oriented activities, while the long-term oriented activities have a more strategic focus, I would say, and aim at facilitate the merging of long-lasting linkages with other organizations inside and outside the European Union. So we will have here 3 tasks. So the networking activities are organized as a task dedicated to short-term activities and long-term, and then a specific task dedicated to the organization of brokerage events, which will be either thematic or either focus related to specific call for proposal or specific funding programs. In this case, we will have 3 deliverables. So first one, the 3 deliverables are, of course, delivered at the end of the project, which are more reports of what we have done in the framework of each task, so on the networking and brokerage events, on the exchange of staff, of personnel, and on the overall result that we have achieved through the long-term activity, which is the objective of deliverable 5.3. Then the Work Package 6 is the link between research and policy making. So the objective here, I would say that we have here 3 different objectives, apart from making the connection between research and territorial development, and so making the connection between research and society, which is also one of the objectives of Horizon 2020, as Antonio was mentioning before. We want also here to be able to formulate concrete input on one side for the next smart specialization strategies, so that we will be able to bring the voice of research into the policy making, so to help regional government in shaping their specialization strategy, their development strategies for the new programming period. And on the other side, we want to provide input at EU level, so that the specific constraints of outermost regions will still and even more be taken into account in the formulation of the new European strategies that will be formulated in the framework of the new programming period. So these are the objective of this work package. Of course, this will happen by facilitating the dialogue between the research communities and the policymakers at the 3 levels, so in our regions, but also fostering this relation, this communication with national authorities, and of course with the European institutions, and on the other side to produce concrete recommendations. So it's not only about establishing communication, but also being able to produce content to feed this communication. We have here 4 tasks. So the first one is focused on supporting the elaboration of the future smart specialization strategies. The second one is focused on recommendations for the future European policies, and not only policies on the outermost regions, but also those other policies which do not target directly outermost region, but we might impact outermost region. Then the third task is about ensuring the sustainability of long-term research activities, so finding a way again to ensure that the overall framework, the overall plan of activities that we put in place might be maintained after the project comes to an end. And the last task is about approaches to improve the relations between researchers and policymakers. This overall work will result in 4 deliverables. The first one is a recommendation for the smart specialization strategies. The second, a recommendation for the policies. The third one will be a sustainability plan. And the fourth, the reports on the events for policymaking. Also in this case, these are more reports and are really collect the results of the overall work that we will do in the 3 years, so all these deliverables come to the very end of the project. Then the work package on monitoring, evaluation and performance, as I said before, has been thought to be able to quantify, or at least as much as possible to quantify, to have concrete indicators that will allow us to evaluate the progress that we have achieved with our activities, and in particular with respect to the implementation of the joint strategy and the implementation of the thematic action plan. So we should not confuse this with the, I would say, monitoring that we have in a common management work package. This is really specifically related with the strategy and the thematic action plans, and the idea is that we try to evaluate with respect with the information, so the status of the art, the state of the art that we have clearly described in work package 2, to see what have been the improvements. And I think this is also important so that we can provide the European Commission with evidence that this type of projects are really useful, and so that we really pave the way for future calls, in this sense, for future similar calls which are specifically dedicated to outermost regions. So we will have 3 tasks under this work package. The first one is about the development of the monitoring, evaluation and performance system. The second task will be aimed at monitoring the implementation of the joint strategy that was developed in Work Package 2. And the third task will be more monitoring the impact and satisfaction of the project activities, so those more related with the thematic action plans. We will have here those 2 deliverables. The first one is the common monitoring and evaluation system and database of monitoring indicators. And the second one will be reports which is foreseen, which are different reports which are foreseen to be delivered at month 30. Last but not least, the work package on dissemination and communication. As you know, we need people to know about Forward and to be aware of what we are doing. What if you don't speak about something, it might seem that it doesn't exist, but we want people to know that we are working in this sense. So the objective of the project will be, of course, to create awareness about the work we are doing, the project activities, but also about the research and innovation activities, the excellence that is already achieved in the region. So this is really a platform for us to promote what we are doing in our regions. And in this sense, we will, apart from having the project specific dissemination activity, an important activity, an important task in this work package is to create the brand of the outermost regions research, so that we can use also this brand as image, I would say corporate image of the research excellence in outermost regions. We have here, this task is organized across 6, this work package is organized across 6 tasks. Most of them, I would say, are the common tasks that you would find in any Horizon 2020 project or in any European project. So we will have a strategy that will lead all the partners in their dissemination and communication activities. We have already a visual identity. We will have a promotional material, so the overall brand or image of the project has already been created, and we will start soon developing communication material. We will have this creation of this brand of outermost region research. And then we will have a project website which will be operational starting from month 6, and an online platform to facilitate interaction among partners that will be operational starting from month 10. Of course, we will have a media dissemination plan and implementation, and another important task will be the organization of specific conference and the planning of participation of our organization in other events. You see here the 5 different deliverables. Actually, some of them have already been almost completed, because the visual identity and the promotional material, the visual identity is there and promotional material almost. We will have also promotional videos that we will develop, and that will be for sure a very effective communication tool. And then we will have the last deliverable, the reports of 3 main conferences that will be organized. The first one being in Réunion next July. Great. Okay. You see here the Gantt chart with the distribution of the time distribution of the work. As I mentioned before, the first part of the year will be really devoted more to structuring this analysis, this diagnostic under Work Package 2, and then starting from July, June, the rest of the activity, I mean some already in May, but the rest of the activity will start under Work Package 3 and Work Package 4. Work Package 5 will start a bit later in the second year of the project. And Work Package 6 will start already in this year, starting with the analysis of the smart specialization strategies. Work Package 7, of course, will start a bit later once the overall structure, the overall work plan has already started being implemented, while Work Package 8 will last throughout the whole project. You have here a list of the deliverable, that you find in the grant agreement. We'll discuss this tomorrow, but please remember that each partner, each partner is individually responsible. The partner that you see here in the third column as lead beneficiary are responsible for the development of the deliverables. So even if the collaboration from the other partners is sought, there is always one responsible for each deliverable. So here you find the partner, the lead beneficiary for each deliverable, together with the due date. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the, let's say, common rules or procedures that we want to propose for the development, for the submission of the deliverables, so that the partners, or at least the steering committee, have the possibility to review those. So we will enter into these details tomorrow. You see here also the list of the milestones. Milestones, I would say, are not like contractual obligation, because we do not I mean, they are contractual obligation, but we do not have to deliver in some cases concrete work, while in others, yes. So you see here the list of the milestones. The first one is, of course, the development of this management and coordination plan that we will see tomorrow, which is foreseen by the end of this month. Then at month 10, together with the deliverable, the milestone is the completion of the diagnostic of the 9 regional ecosystems that will result in the report. Then we will have, by month 13, to have defined the members of the thematic working groups under Work Package 3. And at month 18 have developed the thematic action plans, and so on. For the Work Package 4, we will have to have developed the capacity building plan and developed the common training program, while in Work Package 5, we will have to have reached, in this sense, the milestone is not, for instance, simply a report, but is a concrete result. We will have to have reached a certain amount of mobility, so that concrete, need to have created this partnership for the long-term mobilities and have concretely performed, have had researchers or representatives of other organizations travel to other regions in the framework of the short mobilities. Then we will have to have created at least 5 events for policymakers under Work Package 6 and have developed this common monitoring and evaluation system under Work Package 7. And under Work Package 8, we have to have developed, of course, the website and the platform. Tomorrow we'll see in detail the management structure. I just want to shortly remind you of how we have structured the board in the project. So we have a coordination team which is composed of myself, Antonio Lopez, and Marc Sagne, who is the dissemination manager, who unfortunately could not make it to be with us today. Then we have a general assembly which is composed of 1 representative per partner. And then we have the steering committee, which is composed by 1 representative from each region. The rest of the partners, of course, are not only the rest of the partners, but the rest of the organizations from your regions, which are not partner of the project, official partner of the project, are of course have the opportunity to participate in the project to the creation of the local research and innovation communities and the thematic working groups. So these 2 bodies are not open only to representatives of partner organization, but as we will see, are open also to scientists, experts, entrepreneurs, other representatives from organizations which are not partner in the project. And indeed, I think we should exploit this opportunity to be able to create, to involve more organization from our regions. We'll discuss, I think, also later a bit with the presentation of Work Package 3, maybe on how these communities and working groups should be established. We will have to agree, for instance, on the number of members that we want from each region. So this is something that I would like to come to a decision on in these 2 days. And then, last but not least, we will have an advisory board that we have foreseen that should involve representatives, not only from our region, but I would say also and especially from other European regions or third countries that could contribute with the expertise, knowledge, and networks to fully support the implementation of the project, so help us redirect our activities or help us better orient project activities. And I would say also that could help us already establishing links and synergies with other organizations or initiatives at research level, but also at political level. So this was all. I believe I'm not late. So if you want to, if you have some questions, before I give you the floor, just one information on the financial, on the prepayment that we have received. Antonio has mentioned it before. Please be aware that with respect to the 80% that the agency has received, there is a 5% that has not really been paid because it's been kept by the European Commission as guarantee fund. Those who are familiar with the Horizon 2020 know that the Commission always retains this 5% as guarantee, and usually, unless there are no major problems with the project, that will not happen, this 5% will be paid at the end with the final payment. Okay? So if there is any question or comment,
en relación a la financiación, antes dije que el porcentaje que nos había ingresado la Unión Europea, creo que recordar, dije del 85%, y no es 85%, es el 75%, que me lo recordaron antes. El importe sí estaba bien.